Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Ajwa. I'm making this video specifically because of one particular fragrance I'm super excited to share. It's a new launch from Lattafa Teriaq Intense. I don't think any of us anticipated this. I think it just came out of nowhere, because I never heard about anything. There was no anticipation as to a flanker to the OG Teriaq, which I'm not going to say has been my favorite. I've always said this, if I'm supposed to do my top 10 Lattafas, this most likely wouldn't make my top 10. I think I've done quite a few, Middle Eastern rankings and, ratings, and Teriaq is not going to be my top 10, among the list. However, top 15, top 20, yes, it is going to be. I do like this. I do enjoy it, but not as much as, the whole anticipation of a Quentin Bish collaboration with Lattafa. I was anticipating it. I do enjoy it. However, out of nowhere, there is the intense version of Teriaq, and I have a few thoughts about it, coupled with like a few predictions about the brand Lattafa and their releases themselves that I want to share here. So let me just say this. I think with Teriaq, Intense coming out, a flanker of this one, I am going to predict that you're going to see a flanker to camera. We are going to see a flanker to camera before end of year. Let's say by Christmas, Christmas or early 2025. That is my prediction when it comes to one of these, hyped up, fragrances. I just have a feeling we're going to see that. But in today's video, let's talk Teriaq Intense, which has the notes of saffron and bergamot at the top. It has plum liqueur and then cinnamon in the middle, and then amber tonka and then benzoin at the base. The note structure for this and the OG Teriaq are entirely different. This was, people compared it to La Belle and La Belle Le Parfum, and I always said it wasn't, and to this day I don't see much resemblance between this and La Belle, or the Le Parfum. I first likened this one to Jessica Simpson's Fancy because of the notes of apricots, but after having this for almost like 10 months, this is really taking a different direction altogether. I don't get that, apricot, sweetness like I used to get, in Fancy. So I would like to believe this is an original creation, I would like to believe that. However, when it comes to the Intense, I'm getting a different vibe altogether. First of all, it's giving me a more masculine, per the note structure. It's giving me a more masculine sort of, version. And when we say Intense, for the most part, I know Intense could be like a similar scent profile, but more amped up, with the, let's say, the longevity or a specific note. But Intense doesn't always mean the same, notes profile, scent profile. Intense, for example, could be different. Let's compare Burberry Goddess and then the Burberry Goddess Intense. Entirely different note structure, that is a typical example of an Intense variation to an original version. Burberry is like more of the vanilla, and then the Intense is like completely different. I love them both though, people seem to not like the Burberry Intense. I'm sort of getting something, I'm anticipating that the Intense for this is going to take a slightly different direction, It might not necessarily remind you of this, although flankers are supposed to remind you of the OG. The new one coming up, I'm anticipating going to smell a lot more masculine. Although to me, this is like the perfect, unisex scent. It doesn't lean masculine or feminine, I think it's a perfect unisex scent. But I have a feeling with the saffron, bergamot, plum liqueur, I just have a feeling it's going to be a little more on the masculine side because of the note structure and also because of the bottle, it's the same bottle, but it's more of the black, as opposed to the blush color of this one and the gold, and the transparent, one. It's more about the black, and I guess feel that the bottle, the color, and the note structure is giving me more of a masculine vibe. I could be wrong, so it's already on Lattafa USA for pre-order, that is the only place I've seen it, and I'm excited about this, but I just have a feeling it's going to be a little more masculine as opposed to this. I also feel it's not going to smell identical to the OG. I don't know, but the OG, the nose structure are entirely different. So maybe they just wanted something quite different. Maybe they just wanted something quite different. But because it's the same perfumer, Quentin Bish, you know, they are working with the flanker, which makes a lot of sense, you know. Maybe he's going to do something, or he has done something quite different, you know, but with a faint resemblance of this, you know. I'm hoping it is not going to be identical. I'm just hoping it's not going to be super identical to this. I just want something with a bit of a different direction, you know, with a flanker coming up. Those are the basic things I'm anticipating when it comes to Teriaq Intense. I think the price point for this is fair, you know. I think $58 is what they are asking for from the Lattafa USA website. I think it is fair considering the perfumer, you know. Sometimes you need to give some respect to some of these perfumers, you know, because if this fragrance had come out and it was like 45 or 35, I would have been a little, you know, something about it, like, okay, why would Quentin Bish, you know? But I think 58 that they are asking for is fair, you know, considering this Lattafa and then a very world-renowned, you know, perfumer. So yeah, that I'll give it to them for not, you know, sort of overcharging because of the person who is behind this scent. So that is going to be it for Teriaq Intense, you know, the few things, my few thoughts I have about it, you know. I'm excited, but I'm also a bit nervous because I'm not sure what to expect at this point, you know. A lot can happen. I hope it's something very quite mass appealing but also complex. And I like to say this, you know, I watched Top Notes by Tope, you know. She posted this an update of this Teriaq Intense, you know, yesterday. Excuse me, and she said something that she loves the fact that, you know, it's sort of, you know, a palette cleanser in the sense that this is not going to be your gourmand, your vanilla, you know, that we have been bombarded with in the last couple of, you know, months from Middle Eastern houses. The gourmands and the vanillas and the milks, you know, and the fact that this one doesn't have anything like gourmand per se in the nose structure. I totally agree with her, you know. It's sort of there's been so many gourmands that we need to sort of, you know, cleanse our palates, you know, and it's something I've been telling myself for quite a while. I told myself, you know, let me just go back to some of my old loves, you know, the ouds, you know. I miss like my ouds and my skunk. So I told myself I wasn't going to order anything new until I get into the fragrances I've been meaning to order for some time, which I have, you know, and I'm excited about one coming in, you know, in a few days, you know, and I can't wait to share that with you. So yeah, I think it's going to be a good, you know, palette cleanser in the sense that it's going to deviate, you know, from the normal gourmands that we are being bombarded with, you know, from various other houses, you know, including Lattafa themselves. So that is going to be the first one. The next one I'm going to talk about is one that I have seen a few reviews already, and that is going to be the AMF, not AMF, but Afnan's 9 PM Rebel, which has the following notes: pineapple, mandarin, grape, Granny Smith apple, cedarwood, vanilla, and then oak moss in the middle, ambergris, dry woods, you know, caramel, and then max at the base. This has been a bit all over the place, you know, with the description. Some say it is Baccarat Rouge. Some have likened it to Kaid Alphasan and Rave Now from Lattafa. It seemed like even Pure Sex, you know, by Paco Rabanne. But the underlying thing I gathered from this one is that it seemed like a very saturated DNA that is already on the market, you know. Either it's Baccarat Rouge or, you know, Pure SS or Kaid Alphasan. That pineapple, you know, sort of, you know, vibe is already out there. The Creed Aventuses, the Kaid Alphasans and all those things, you know. So I guess have a feeling, although it's reported to be that good, it seemed to be one that is already, you know, out of the market, or nothing super unique from the other offerings from a lot of Middle Eastern houses or even designer or niche houses. So that is going to be the Rebel, you know, 9 PM Rebel from the house, you know, AMF, you know, and it's out, you know. So yeah, and then we go to that is from Afnan. From AMF, I think we saw this during the beauty world. They exhibited a lot of things, including the AMF Yum Yum, you know, which includes bergamot and orange, cherry, and then wild berries at the top. It has vanilla, rose, and then white flowers in the middle, and then amber, musk, and powdery notes at the base. But it's called Yum Yum. The note structure is not giving me yum yum, you know, per se. It's not necessarily giving me a gourmand, tropical, you know, milkshakey, pinky sort of, you know, vibe like the bottle is giving, you know. The note structure is not giving me that, you know. So, but I could be wrong, you know. The bottle looks like very, you know, playful. It's a very playful one. And I don't expect a lot from this. Honestly, I expect something quite playful and, you know, mass appealing for us. I don't expect anything complex and matured, you know, from this Yum Yum from the house AMF, you know. But that is out now, you know. After Beauty World, they have released it. Then comes the flanker of this, known as the Island Bliss, you know, which contains the wild berries, you know, and then green notes at the top. It has orange blossom, water lily, and then coconuts, you know, and then lactose in the middle, and then tonka bean, vanilla, and then musk. This is sort of giving me like a gourmand, like a tropical gourmand vibe, you know. Yeah, something more tropical and then gourmand. And I also see it as a more playful one, you know. I consider it like, I would describe it in the same way I see the Yum Yum. Playful, mass appealing, nothing serious, you know. That is what how I'm going to perceive it until I try it. But I love the bottles, you know. They're quite quirky and different, you know. Yeah, quirky and different, and, you know, playful. Yeah, playful. So I hope the fragrance by themselves are playful, you know. They're not giving me anything thick, matured, resonant, you know, sexy vibes. They're giving playful, fun, tropical, you know, yumminess, you know. If it should go by the name, you know, Yum Yum, and then Island Bliss, you know. Yeah, and I think those are 4 fragrances that I wanted to bring to your attention today. But I was more interested in the Teriaq Intense, not Teriaq Intense, the Teriaq Intense, you know, based on the hype, you know, and I never saw it coming, you know, and that's the reason why I'm sort of, you know, anticipating this. I would love to try this, you know. I would really love to try this. So yeah, let's see how it goes. But, you know, let me know what you think. You know, I think it's going to be sort of a divided thing when it comes to Teriaq Intense, because it doesn't look like Teriaq was like it was received because of the perfumer and, you know, the collaboration. But I think after people receiving their bottles, they were a bit of mixed, you know, reactions when it comes to Teriaq. So let me know what you think in anticipating the Intense version. Are you super excited about it, or you just wait and see from other reviews before, you know, you pull the trigger? And that is going to be it for today, and I hope this video found you well. Please do not forget to give this video a thumbs up, and I hope to see you in my next one. Take care. Bye bye.